regardless of their circumstances and regardless of what's best for the country. But I got confidence in you. You know why? Because you're here. And that means that you're probably no longer a part of the Democratic plantation. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We got some great things.
Acts over feelings instead of looking at how nice a person pretends to be. Anybody can put out a good image. Anybody can make themselves look good. But when it comes down to it, look at what they're doing with the money. Look at who is getting the money. And every registered voter should pay attention to this. Pay attention to how this government is spending your tax dollars. When you go to the poll, think about this.
And she's absolutely right. Because nobody cares about the vibes. You know what we got with Obama? We got great hope, and it's funny because
investing in real estate makes sense, but where do you start? You start on the ground.
I did a reaction video yesterday to Lil Scrappy. A lot of people may not be familiar with Scrappy, but Scrappy is, in my opinion, the typical black voter and a typical black rapper. And he was on Real Life Street Stars, which is a platform that I've done an interview on. Shout out to them. Them boys, they're pretty cool. Down there in Dallas. What up, though? And he said, listen, I don't care who she is or what she is or whatever. I'm voting for her because she's black. Now, I'm still questioning whether or not she's black. But luckily for me, I've never leaned into identity politics. It's just the thing that I held everybody else accountable for because they always voted for somebody just based off of their color. I don't care about that. I care about the person that's best for the job. I care about policy. I care about logic. I care about reasoning. I care about whether or not we can refer back to your record, which we can for both candidates, and we can go based off of the vice presidential debate to determine whether or not this group of people should be in office, right? Because even when it comes to the vice president, we never thought that it was important to use that to help determine whether or not somebody would be in office. But it is, because now we realize that Kamala Harris influences a lot of what happens in our culture by her being a vice president, casting tide-breaking votes, was responsible for a lot of things, including being the border czar, and couldn't get much done in favor of the American people. Then we fast forward today, right? And those same black voters, like Scrappy, will then say again, I'm voting because I'm black, or they black, or all of this stuff, regardless of how much the American people are suffering. And so, first of all, let's just put it out there that we need to just completely divest from entertainers and rappers and people that literally know nothing about policy, know nothing about how government really works. I mean, it was one of the most ignorant interviews that I've seen in a long time. And so it's nothing but that, entertainment. Also, I'm looking at the actual press conference of Kamala Harris. And Joe Biden is MIA. I mean, I think he's just completely mailed it in. So half of the time when you get something from Joe Biden, so one of his team members is tweeting something and saying something. And I know it's not tweet, but they dropping something on X. And they're just dropping an official statement. So we don't even know if Joe Biden really agreed with it or not. And he used the same talking points. But I think that he's completely mailed it in. And so the only person left to reference is the person that's standing in front of the camera that's making the decisions on behalf of the American people, because she was handed to us. The rare situation where we didn't even vote for her. We never voted her into office. She was handed to us, and she couldn't even debate her way out of a wet paper bag against Tulsi Gabbard in 2019. But here we are. 60, 90 days out, they said, hey, Kamala Harris is the Democratic National Convention candidate to run for president of the United States of America. Cool. And then they insult you because Zelensky just left here from getting $8 to $9 billion and another stimulus, you know what I'm saying? Another injection. So that can be tools of war. And Democrats have now become the party of war. They've been a party of war for my entire lifetime. The entire time. I don't even remember the last time that a Democrat was in office, but we were walking away from war instead of embracing it and going after somebody, whether it was logical or not. And they haven't been the only people that was the party of war. Bush the second, he definitely was the war captain, and I didn't like him, and I didn't care for him either. And so that's how you know. The point is that, again, you're acting like they haven't been in office for 12 of the last 16 years. And ironically enough, we had an unprecedented time of peace and walking away from war, which I'm assuming is unprofitable for some people. And that's one of the reasons why we just steadfast, even in the proxy war, and the Democratic machine continues to take over. Jumps on a podium and says, we're going to give you $750. And I did a little bit of research and I realized that it doesn't just go out to everybody. You still got to qualify for it. Don't worry, I'll go into it on the Millionaire Morning Show and give you a little bit of insight. But you got to jump through hoops and make sure you still got an internet connection in order to even be able to apply for it. They got to the ground almost a week after the hurricane hit because they was on the campaign trail making sure that Kamala Harris get all of the visibility from her stupid talking points. And they wanted to show up. Meanwhile, Trump was already on the ground, feet hitting the ground with supplies and helping people and distributing things days before they even thought about coming out there. Days before they even made a statement. When they questioned her about it, she just sat there like a deer in headlights. And then she came out for the photo op, right? And she was out there giggling, and she realized that the camera was watching her. And then she comes back and gives a stupid statement where they then start to say, hey, we're going to give you $750 for baby formula and all of this other stupid stuff. And so when you think about it, because then Mayorkas, who's the director of Homeland Security, then said that FEMA is broke and that we possibly going to have another hurricane that can cause a lot of damage that's going to hit American shores very, very soon. When you think about it, the fact that FEMA is broke, but FEMA spent over $1 billion over the last couple of years on the migrant crisis, and we distributed so much money in the migrant crisis on a local level, and on a federal level, they let them in here. And then we give all of this money over to other countries and things like that, and then they insult you with $750 and you want to be able to pay so much money into what's going on. And then they're going to probably market it later and say, well, that's because rich people didn't pay their fair share. We have so much mismanagement and so much disrespect in this administration.
You are not playing Kombat League
they
today.
They are not there for you. They are there for everybody else.
Not this season, Kev. Not this season, bro. I don't know. I might start playing Kombat League, like, I don't know, in the middle of the season. But right now, I'm not playing. I'm just, playing around with those characters, with the new characters,
Let's run some sets then, now.
People are going to ignorantly vote for her, regardless of their circumstances.
No, I'm just trying to unlock some skin with Sektor right now because I have a video that I'm working on, so I need the new skins.
And that means that you probably no longer part of the Democratic plantation.
We'll play sometime next week. We'll play sometime next week.
Great things that's popping off when we got blocked up.
Fucking shit.
I'll explain on the Millionaire Morning Show.
We'll play sometime next week, man. How you been, bro? Think me alright?
Make sure you get your tickets to come and kick it with us in person. November 2nd, I'll be in Atlanta. December 14th, we'll be in Detroit. I love you. I appreciate you. The discount code is Anton. Put it in there to get your monies off. Tell me what y'all think inside of the comments. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
This is the biggest mistake beginners make in Raid Shadow Legends.
Good, bro.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Like I said, Kev, a little girl, man. A little girl, something else. My little niece, man. She's. Look what time it is, and she's still up, man, playing around. 1 o'clock in the morning. Finally, then I was able to do that. Okay.
All right, there we go. Former President Donald Trump. Presumably there
Sektor wins.
By the hand of Providence and the grace of God, that villain did not succeed in his goal. He did not stop our movement. He did not break out our spirit.
an extremely well-attended rally, Tammy Ruth. Tell me what we saw over the hour and a half. Well, a real kind of return to life. Many people were saying that this was like a part of the healing process because you go back and you're able to finish what you started. But it's, I think, also a representation of what Americans thought that this could be, which is when he got up after the shot on July 13th and said, fight, fight, fight.
That
It was
invasion
a
is
message to
probably
just
now.
never give up. Continue
Everything
on.
is optional in that.
Perfect. Symbolic, dynamic of doing exactly that. Obviously, was gigantic. era, and every Republican who runs for president, you know, always cites Reagan and tries to be the next Reagan. We don't know how different the story would have been if Lincoln or JFK had survived their assassinations, but the fact that this
Action!
Listen up.
Finish it! Sektor wins.
To be here, and you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Blood coming down the face.
All these crap are options.
It is no surprise that this Liu Kang chose to make a
The
construct.
home of the brave. And there's no true test that cards under fire. So who do you want representing America?
What do action? Sektor wins.
And get everyone you know, and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. And then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't...
Action! Sektor wins.
This election will be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin. So, get everyone you know to register to vote. I think it's swapthevote.com. I think that's the site. If you double check that your registration is good, don't take it for granted. I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is just one takeaway. More than anything that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania. So thank you and
Action!
Hola, bro.
¿Qué tal, mi hermano? ¿Qué tal, Bajero? ¿Qué hace despierto hasta ahora, mi hermano?
Test your might.
Es major noob save it.
Excellent. Action.
Even Coquito con noob save it change.
Finisher. Sektor wins. Action! Sektor wins. Ambush. Sektor wins.